did real quick. What you do?
I broke up with my boyfriend because I knew I was about to come to Miami.
So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. You know, one thing that we have to understand as men is this. When you realize that the type of woman you have is a woman that doesn't respect herself and therefore shouldn't be respected by you, then you as a man have to do one of the toughest things that a man has to do. Accept the fact that you have made a terrible decision in choosing to either marry, commit to, or impregnate that woman. Now, somebody sent me a video on IG, man, where this chick was riding on the hood of a car. And when I say she was busting it open, man, she was busting it open. I'm talking about for a woman to be behaving this way in public just lets you know she is an all-out Jezebel. And that's fine. A Jezebel can be whoever she is. But woe to the man who has impregnated or married this woman and sees her behaving this way because she thinks he's not around. This guy rolls up, sees his baby mama out cutting up like this, man, and he puts a stop to it immediately. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you put a stop to it. Because if this is her nature, if this is what she likes to do, oh, trust me, she's going to figure out how to do it again. And no amount of aggression, no amount of suggestion, no amount of threatening is going to change her. Now, the truth of the matter is this. What you saw in this quick clip was a woman who was totally validation seeking. And validation seeking is just something we know that women do. But here's the catch about the validation seeking she's doing. It shows that she understands that the only thing of value she has, the only thing in her mind that she has, it may not even be the only thing she has, but the only thing in her mind she has that a man would value is what's between her legs. And she is twerking and moving and gyrating, spreading her legs and showing it to the world. Why? Because she is on the hunt for a baller. Now, here's a guy at home. She knew the guy was coming to Miami. The guy called her. The guy texted her. She didn't respond. Why? Because she knew that he has an expectation of her to be something she's not. A good girl. A respectable woman. A respectful woman. A woman with integrity. A woman with some type of inclination to do what would shine the best positive light on her. Man, this woman don't care about no positive light. You hear her say she wanted to have fun. Fun. What's fun? This is her idea of fun? I had a woman jump in the comments on the Sawiti video that I did, man. I appreciate the support on that one, man. Is doing pretty good. She jumped in and she said, no, it was the Lori Harvey video. I had a woman jump in on the Lori Harvey video. And she said, she's not being a Jezebel. She's young and she's living her life. What kind of woman believes that going around through all these different men is living your life? No, it's living the life of a Jezebel. Claim your life. See, I don't have a problem with the Jezebel. My problem with the Jezebel is trying to act like she's not a Jezebel. But then let's ask ourselves, is the Jezebel not acting like a Jezebel? Is she trying to fool a man? Or is a man looking at a Jezebel saying she's going to be different for me? Placing his demands on a Jezebel to do the things that he wants her to do so he can treat her like a wife and take care of her and provide for her. Let me tell you something, man. It don't matter how you provide for a woman. It don't matter how you take care of her. If she looks at herself as the type of woman who needs to exhibit this type of behavior, she's going to exhibit it. And there's nothing you can do. You can't pay her to not be herself. You can't bribe her to not be herself. You can't love her into not being herself. She's going to do what she's going to do. And in the second clip, what you saw is a girl who says, I'm in Miami and I broke up with my boyfriend before I came. I respect her more because she broke up with her boyfriend. Because that's the right thing to do. That's the respectable thing to do. If you know you want to go down there and do whatever you want to do, at least she has enough honor to say, okay, this is a good guy. I don't want to do this to him. I don't want to go down here and have a boyfriend and wild out. At least she's trying to respect the fact that with a boyfriend, she can't behave this way. This other chick, she said, I got a boyfriend. Matter of fact, I got a baby daddy. And I'm finna ignore him so I can go down here and cut up, even though I know he in Miami. Now, this is her idea of having fun. All of the parties you can go to, all of the fun things you could do, Miami is a great place to hang out. And she thinks the only thing she can do is get on top of the hood of a car and show all of her harlotry to the world while being recorded. This is no reason for this guy to get mad. He shouldn't have stopped her. He should have left her there. You guys have to stop blaming the woman for being who she is. If the woman shows you who she is, you just believe her and say, oh, I made a bad decision. There's no reason to stay with a woman who shows you who she is, because she'll never change. She will never change. Why should she? You should want her to be who she is. You should respect the fact that a woman deserves to be who she is. But it's too hard for you men because you get caught up with the wrong woman and you want the woman to change. Well, guess what? She's not going to change because she doesn't have to and she doesn't want to. And the bottom line is that if you expect her to, you are expecting the impossible. You're expecting a bird with perfectly healthy wings to not fly to get where it's going. You're expecting a bird to take off walking down the street and walk from city to city, state to state. You're expecting the grass that's being perfectly watered and getting plenty of sunlight to not grow. You're expecting your body to respond positively to you putting all type of crap into it and smoking and drinking and doing all that and not getting enough rest. All of those things are impossible. And it's also impossible for you to expect a woman to change from being the scallywag that she is. Any woman who is a scallywag is going to be a scallywag. Yes, all women have scallywag tendencies, but scallywag tendencies are not the same as being a scallywag. We live in an environment, in a society, in a world where scallywag tendencies are invited and embraced as a woman's right. So when you have a woman who says, okay, I want to go be this, but I'm going to break up with this guy, so I won't do that, so I won't hurt him, so I won't do him wrong. That is a wonderful thing. Much better than the other woman who says, I have a man. I'm going to hide out from him so I can let this freak out of me. Here's the problem. When you have a woman who is wild like that, you have to treat her how she is. You have to interact with her based on who she is, not who you want her to be. So you have a scallywag like this. Oh, yeah, she wants to let her hair down. And you got to be man enough to let her hair down. The problem is you shouldn't make her your girl. If you do make her your girl, then you're going to have to be man enough to accept the fact you got to let your girl let her hair down. You got to let your girl do some strange for a little piece of change. You got to let your girl wild out, man. And why would any man want to do that? What value does she have to you that's so great that you should accept her doing that? We live in a world today where men say, well, don't worry about a woman doing. You got to accept what she's doing. You got to let a woman do what she's doing. Man, those men are simps. Any man who tells you, man, don't worry about what your woman doing, man, let her do what she want to do, that man is a bona fide simp and he knows it. He's telling you to deal with a woman from a position of powerlessness and let her be in a position of power. Now, what kind of real man is going to tell you that? What kind of real man is going to tell you the best thing you can do is just let your woman go out and do what she want to do and then keep her as your woman? And the longer she's taking care of you the other times, then you ain't in prison. That's a prison mindset. In prison, if you're in prison, as long as your girl keeping money on your books, man, and taking care of your seed, then you ain't got no problem what she doing with her little box, man. You let her do what she want to do with that thing. As long as she keeping you straight while you behind that wall, because technically speaking, a woman is not obligated to be with you in that predicament. But if she is, you let her do what she gonna do outside. Yeah, it may end up with she end up with some dude that end up not taking care of you. Okay, at that point, you ain't dealing with her no more. But in the real world, in a situation like this, where you already in a relationship with a woman and you free, why are you taking crap from a woman and you free? Why? Because you don't love and respect yourself enough to do the things that are necessary for you. You want to be the man in a scenario where you're willing to compromise the power with the woman. Any man who compromises the power in a relationship is not a man. He's half man, half woman. He gave half of his manhood to the woman and took half of her masculinity. Took half of her femininity. I want you men to understand this, man. You can't change a woman from what she is instinctively. No amount of love, no amount of support, no amount of respect, no amount of simping. It's going to change a woman from who she is. Because all she can be, in truth, is who she is. And the more you make her fake being something else, the more vehemently, the more passionately, the more heroically, she's going to exhibit the true essence of herself whenever she can't hold it back anymore and it pops out. And here's a perfect example of that. This man has had this woman in a situation that doesn't fit her as his woman, doing the whole wifey woman thing. And when she got away from him, she couldn't hold back. She had to let it all hang out. And all hang out is what she did. And if he hadn't caught her, she'd go right back home with him after God knows what doing tonight, because obviously she's riled up. Somebody need to put a hurting on her, man. She need her back broken. She need to be able to let her hair down, man, and be freaked the way she want to be freaked. And guess what? If you got a woman like that and you ain't freaking the way she want to be freaked, guess who is? I don't know, but somebody is. Don't try to change her. Let the Jezebel just be a Jezebel. And if you want a good girl, stop dealing with Jezebel trying to change her. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Alpha sub, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alpha sub, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alpha sub, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alpha sub, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming